Oh, she's going.
But I'm not as flexible.
You look pretty flexible to me.
No. Up. In a certain way. I can't.
Hey, baby.
I mean, you talk about 4 minutes. What a story. Yeah. Was it one more. Or wasn't
Nick, as concisely as you can put it, why are people not losing weight?
Oh, I can't do that concisely.
I believe in you.
You believe in me? Because they can't find their why.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't get to the deepest, part of why they want to lose weight. It's all superficial, right? So,
Yeah.
So can I tell a brief story? I'll try to make this
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
So, for years and years, I do consulting for people so that, they're going to do personal training. They want to consult and find out stuff. So I was meeting with this one guy, and I knew who he was. He was married, he had kids. And I immediately decided to write something down on a piece of paper based on previous consultations and how they go. And I put it in my pocket, and then I had this consultation with this guy. And we did this questionnaire where I said, why do you want to work out? Well, I want to work out so that I can have a better physique, Okay, why do you want to have a better physique? So I can have more confidence or whatever. And it just kept going on and on and on. And I go, well, why do you want more confidence? Well, I want, and ultimately it came down to the fact that he wanted his wife to respect him.
Aha.
And it was deeper, it was a deeper meaning kind of a thing. So I just happened to have the right answer in my pocket. And I pull it out and I opened up the piece of paper and it said, I want my wife to respect me. I don't think I said respect, but you get the,
Yeah.
I want my wife to think highly of me or whatever. And of course his jaw hit the floor, but the whole meaning behind it is that we always have this, what we think is a really good, powerful reason for exercising. And there's always something deeper and something more meaningful that you really, really need. There's a need there. There's a deep need for being healthy and fit. So, yeah, that's my anecdote. So get
That's
to your
beautiful.
why.
Yeah,
Get to your why,
that was
man.
very deep. Thanks for the depth, Nick.
Not concise. Sorry.
They never really came back down. They know people still on. So they made these.
How did your dad handle that adventure? Or is it having this thing? Well, you really followed me back here. Yeah, that's good. Yep.
Hey, Coach David.
What's up?
Why don't people lose weight? What's up with that?
They don't prioritize weightlifting. They don't lift heavy enough. They don't go intense enough.
Oh.
And they don't put the fork down.
Oh my God. See,
Nor do they eat the proper foods. They eat for comfort instead of fuel.
dude, that was good.
Yeah.
That was a lot of answers really quickly put. I love it. Thank you so
Glad I
much.
could help.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, Carissa, tell me, why do you think it is that people can't seem to lose weight, lose fat, more specifically?
I think people can in the short term. I don't think they can keep it on or keep it off in the long term because the habits that they're trying to make are not sustainable.
Oh my gosh, that was so wise.
Yes.
That was beautifully put. Thank
Everybody
you.
tries to do the big bang approach.
Yeah.
Right? And not
Yeah.
the tiny, small, easier things that eventually get you progress.
Yeah.
Myself included.
Oh my gosh.
Until recently.
I like it.
That was perfect.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Now give us a flex, maybe. Yeah, thank you. Oh, hey there, Coach Hunter,
Hello.
our nutrition expert. Tell me, why do you think it is people struggle to lose weight, more specifically body fat?
Usually just like lack of a consistency to a proper plan, right?
Yeah.
Or just like, it's probably not a lack of a proper plan as much as it is like a lack of consistency. Or sometimes you'll be like, well, how long have you tried it? And they'll be like, well, I tried it for like a month. It didn't work. So then I stopped, right? So that's just a lack of consistency. Sometimes it takes time. Usually you don't hit the target right spot on for like how many calories you need to be eating right away. So then you need to maybe drop down a little bit. But if you're not consistent with sticking to the numbers when you drop, then you don't really know how many you need to be eating. So consistency to the actual plan, whatever the plan is going to be like 80% plus of what is going to get you there. So just lack of consistency is probably why most people don't lose weight, to be honest.
I would have to agree. Coach Grace, you certainly know a lot about why people might not be losing weight or body fat more specifically. So give me maybe, I don't know, as many reasons, I guess, as you'd like to give me as to why that might be.
I can actually kind of sum most of them up into one, and
Yeah.
it's usually that they're lying to themselves. Like they think they're moving more than they actually are. They think they're eating better than they actually are, and they're not. So usually if we're just super honest with ourselves and face the realities of what we're doing in our life, what we're putting in our body, how much we're moving our body, when it comes to fat loss specifically, the reality of how much strength training are we doing, how much lean mass are we building, I think those are some of the factors. And time again, see people lie to themselves, and even to me, or to both of us at the same time, and try to count things that aren't really strenuous physical activity as physical activity, and be like, oh, I did this and this, so that should count. I'm like, I don't know, being in your garden for a half an hour on the weekend doesn't count as what you need to get to your weight loss goal. Bad example, no offense to gardeners.
No,
love
I
gardening
see where you're going.
Yeah, I think just overall like lying to yourself, and it does, like, no one knows or cares, so it's like it's you versus you.
Yeah.
Might as well be honest with yourself. And if you're hiring a coach, you darn well might as well be honest, because they can't help you if you're not.
How many clients do you think you've worked with in your coaching career?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
And how many of them do you think have lied to themselves?
I'd say at least 98% of them have lied to themselves at some point. Maybe 100%. I mean, I've lied to myself at
We've all
times.
done it.
We've all
Because
done
that's
it.
why you know that it's good advice to like not lie to yourself.
Oh, for real, yeah. Case in point, I started tracking my food this week because I had been lying to myself for a while, and I was like, the only way to face the facts is to just put it right out there in front of you. So I started logging my food again. I started creeping up in weight a few pounds, and those few pounds are already off again after just a few days. Now I know exactly how to dial in my nutrition, and I kept my activity going too, so I don't expect everyone to have those sorts of results. But I had been lying to myself, and the second that I decided to stop doing that, you get the results.
That's what I'm talking about. John, my guy, please tell the people, in your opinion, why is it that a lot of our fellow humans struggle to lose weight or body fat?
Yeah. I think honestly one of the trickiest things is actually taking the time to track what you're eating. It feels like a lot of work, unless you have an app that makes it way easier. But until you really start tracking, it can be easy to deny that you're having that many calories and everything else that goes into food. So
Yes.
for sure tracking.
Anyway, weight loss is simple, but it's not easy. And the thing about it is there's a lot of voices out there telling you how you should be going about it, but really there's some key things to keep in mind. And thankfully, a lot of our smart folks here at Success, trainers and clients alike, have an understanding for it. You see, it's, again, simple, but not easy. It has a lot to do with a lack of consistency, a lack of just not really understanding or being honest with what you're actually putting into your body or how much you're actually moving. On top of all that, things like maybe prioritizing cardio too much for your weight loss goals as opposed to, prioritizing strength training. Like, not discouraging cardio. Cardio is fantastic. It's great for heart health, but you're not going to burn as many calories as you think from any given workout, really. But the benefit of strength training is that you're going to build more muscle, and therefore your body will be a little more metabolically active, and therefore you'll be able to eat a bit more, burn more calories sort of deal just by existing because you have that more muscle. And then to go along with all that, you could even just not really understand calories in versus calories out. You're listening to all these fad diet sort of situations. And the thing is, any diet can work as long as the calories are in order and you're able to stick to it. That's the big thing is, keto, for example, it's not magical per se, but it might be the right option for somebody in terms of helping them control their calories. So don't think that there's a magic diet. The magic diet is the one that's going to work for you as the individual. And you can take suggestions from a lot of different people, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to figure out what works for you. And what works for you is most likely going to be something that doesn't work for another person. So some things to keep in mind. Prioritizing protein and fiber is rarely a bad idea because those are two components of diet that are going to help you feel more satiated, more filled up. And then other things to consider is just being hydrated, honestly, because water, it's not food, but it's going to also be something that can kind of fill up your system. But drinking your calories, so juice, alcohol, especially alcohol, not the greatest idea because you can take that in a lot faster and it's also not going to really fill you up like a food might. So water's great. It does fill the stomach up somewhat, but other, calorie sources of liquid calories, we'll say, not your best option. So yeah, that's basically everything you'd ever want to know ever. Just kidding. There's always a bit more to any given subject, but this is sort of just basic baseline of reasons why you may be struggling to lose body fat. So thank you so much for watching. Plenty more to come. Let's grow.